Hello everybody, my name is Cameron Earl, and today I am here with another video today. I am awake bright and early, as you can see by my hair, and I bring you Disney Villainous, Sugar and Spite. It's that time of the year again where a new Villainous set comes out that we are all of us Disney fans are highly anticipating. However, this is Ravensburger's first experiment with a two-villain pack. Now, this box is the size of I'm pretty sure their catalog says that the dimensions are the size of a single character expansion pack, but it's not. It's actually the size of a 3-character pack. So, and I can already feel that all the cards went everywhere in this box, so excuse me real quick as I just fix these Wicked to the core cards. Box closed. Alright, so this is their first try with a 2-character expansion pack, and the Sugar is obviously King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph, and the Spite is Shere Khan from the Jungle Book. Now the card sleeve here is a glitched out chocolate bar, and here on the back you see your basic it telling you what to do, and then you got your Villainous down here and 2 of the cards. And we're just going to open this right up. So let's take the sleeve off. Voila. And now here is King Candy's whole silhouette. Very excited for King Candy, especially with his gimmick. I already took the tape off the box because I felt like it. Very pink instruction booklet. However, it does not have a villain on the back to show us. I also already opened the boards. So for the boards, here is King Candy's Welcome to the Boss Level is his. Now here's something very interesting. There is, let's see here. So there is currently 8 Star Wars Villainous characters. There is 12 Marvel Villainous characters. So that equals 20. And then there's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, plus 1, that's 22, plus the 4 in Introduction to Evil, that's 25, I think. If my math is correct, it's probably not. So that's over 40 Disney characters with these 2. And this King Candy is the first one in all of them, out of all of them, whose board does not have 4 locations. His board is a racetrack, because his goal is to win a race against Vanellope von Sweets with a glitch attached to her. And there's his portrait right there. Shere Khan's goal is much more simple. He has to defeat Mowgli with no fire tokens on the board, and his line is, "Now I'm going to close my eyes and count to 10. It makes the chase more interesting for me." And don't worry, his board is normal. Kinda. 3 of his locations actually have 3 of the actions on the bottom of the board, which means he's going to have heroes on his board a lot, apparently. Alright, here we have some of our coins, but there's also some strength tokens in here, and the Vanellope von Sweets, or a Sweets Racer token in here, and Shere Khan's fire tokens are in here. Let's try to get those out. So I think Shere Khan has 4 fire tokens. Can't find it though. Ah, here it is. So this is what Shere Khan's fire tokens look like. Same on the front and back. These fire tokens will be placed on actions on Shere Khan's board, so that deems them unusable. So now this is the first time that you have the ability to cover up the bottom actions of the villain's board. And here is the Vanellope von Sweets racer token for King Candy that he will be racing against. And the rest of these are all just basic coins and stuff. Well, let's get into probably the best part, though, and that is the villain movers. First, I'm just going to take everything out of this box. just want to show you the insert. The insert is cake, which I think is pretty cool. I do like that they started doing more stuff with the inserts. Now let's get into the villain movers. So Shere Khan's villain mover is actually bigger than I thought it was going to be. If I can compare it to something. So, the Evil Queen has probably the average sized villain mover, and this is Shere Khan to her. If this helps. So Shere Khan is just his, he's just sitting like a tiger. And video can't capture, but they do have, like, he has a texture to him, all the stripes and stuff. There's some grass at the bottom of his villain mover down here. He has, like, the stripe texture. It doesn't seem like it seems kind of wobbly. But here's the better villain mover, and that is King Candy's villain mover. Now, this is a Target exclusive finish on him, which kind of just gives him a glossy overcoat. The normal one is just a clear pink. So not the most exciting Target villain exclusive mover. Not like Syndrome or Cruella de Vil or Gaston or Boba Fett or Loki. It's just kind of meh. But here's King Candy. It's his ginormous light bulb of a head on top of a race car. Because you are literally driving around your board. Alright, let's get into the cards, read each of their abilities, and then we'll go over how they win real quick. Let's do Shere Khan's deck first. Alright, here is the back art of Shere Khan's deck. It gets so dark in here all of a sudden. Alright, it got dark in here for a second. Let's get his fate cards away. Okay, so our first fate card here is Mowgli. He is a hero with a strength of 2. When Mowgli is played or moved, add a fire token to his new location. Here we have his necessity bear, Baloo, lounging around there. He is a 4-strength hero. When another hero would be defeated, place a power token on Baloo instead. When Baloo has 3 power tokens on him, discard the power tokens and Baloo. So, I'm pretty sure, since he has a strength of 4, you can take him out normally. It'll just kind of, be a costly price being that he's a 4-strength hero. But you can't defeat other heroes while he's on the board. Alright, so a 3-strength hero we have is Bagheera, Mowgli's adoptive dad, the panther. When Bagheera is played, you may move all heroes and allies from his location to any other location. Okay, pretty basic hero goal. Pretty basic hero ability. He's a scary panther. Right here we have the 2-strength hero, the Wolf Pack. And their ability is when the Wolf Pack is played, discard a monkeys or an item from their location. There is 2 wolves. Now, an item, I think the only items in this deck he has are for Kaa. Kaa's coils and Kaa's eyes are items that can be attached to Kaa himself. And the monkeys are going to be Shere Khan's main way of getting rid of fire tokens off of his board so he can win. Oh, did I say they have 2 strengths? Oh my god. The Jungle Patrol, a 6-strength hero. And, okay, there's only one of them. Thank God. When the Jungle Patrol is played, reveal the top card of Shere Khan's fate deck. If it is an effect, play it. Otherwise, return it to the top of the deck. 6-strength hero. He doesn't even have that many. He doesn't even have that many allies. I mean, he has the monkeys, but he needs the monkeys for something else. All right, here we have a 1-strength hero, the Vultures. You may play Vultures to a location with another hero. When played, move Vultures and that hero to another location. You may play Vultures to a location with another hero when played. Okay. When play move vultures and that hero to another location. So you to use their ability, you have to play them to a location with another hero. That's once again another way to move Mowgli. Here we have, we only have effects left now. So here we have our first effect, He's My Friend. And it says, choose a location. Oh, what's on the card? That was weird. It's like a green speck on the card. Choose a location in Shere Khan's realm. All heroes at that location get +1 strength. And there's 2 of those effect cards. So that's just kind of going to be feeding Mowgli. Or maybe even Baloo. Alright, here we have an effect, Tagger by the Tail. And you may move a hero to any location. You may move Shere Khan to a location with a hero. And there is only 1 of those effect cards. Now the rest of the fate cards are 5 of the same exact effect, and that effect is Man's Red Fire. There's 5 copies of those, and their ability is you may place a fire token or move a fire token to any location. So Shere Khan, a lot of fire tokens. I'm hoping he's not Gaston, where he just can't win because you keep placing fire tokens back on his board. Like with Gaston, his fate deck was so brutal that you just kept placing obstacles back on the board and Gaston could never win. But hopefully Shere Khan, it's not that bad. Alright, now we're going to get into Shere Khan's villain cards. Now our first card here is Kaa, his trusty snake ally. He is a 3-cost hero with a strength of 2, but he can get up to a strength of 6. Kaa gains +2 strength for each attached item. When Kaa would be discarded, you may discard an item attached to him instead. You can activate Kaa to choose an item from your discard pile, pay its cost, and play it. So, Kaa is likely a card that will be placed on your board and will most likely never leave. It's early. So, Kaa has 2 items in his deck. Just to get Kaa's whole thing over with, let's go find those items real quick. So, the 2 items that you can attach to Kaa are Kaa's coils and Kaa's eyes. Now, what Kaa's coils do, they are a 1 power cost item. When Kaa's coils is played, attach it to Kaa. When Kaa is moved, you may move a hero from Kaa's previous location to his new location. So you're wrapping your tail around him and you're dragging him with you. Now, that costs 1. His eyes, however, cost 2 power, which means they might be better. I don't know. When Kaa's eyes is played, attach it to Kaa. If Shere Khan is at this location, you may perform 1 action covered by a hero, but not by a fire token. That is cool. So, usually, Shere Khan will probably only have 1 location covered up. But if there's a hero here, I would place Kaa here to unlock that 3 power, because Shere Khan, judged by the cost of some of these cards I'm seeing, Shere Khan might need that power later on in a game. Like the 5 strength hero, King Louie, for 3 power, but he has 5 strength. And he has an activate ability. And that activate ability is move a monkeys to any location in Shere Khan's realm. Alright, now we have the next allies, which I think these are it for Shere Khan. There are 6 of these, and they are the monkeys. They are 1 cost and 2 strength. Pay, and they have their ability must be activated to use. Pay 1 power for each fire token at this location, remove all fire tokens from this location, and discard this monkey card. So, probably a good idea to spread out the fire tokens as much as possible, so the monkeys can't get rid of so many of them at once. Alright, here we have a condition with 2 copies, and this condition is Trust in Me, you know, Kaa's song. If an opponent takes 3 or more actions on their turn, play Trust in Me. Choose up to 3 cards from your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. That sounds fun. So, if someone takes their turn and it's actually like a turn that they have to do stuff on, Kaa can make you, or you can choose to take 3 cards from your discard pile and put them back and shuffle them back into your deck. So that could be very useful to get certain effect cards that you need or something. All right, here we have an effect that has 2 copies, and it's for 1 power. And it's called Hey Cuz. Reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal an ally. You may play that ally for free. Discard the rest. So, looks like Shere Khan has an effective way to get allies out if need be, but there's only 2 copies of those, so use them sparingly if you can, I guess. Alright, here our next effect has 2 copies. It is 2 power cost, and it's called It's Me, Shere Khan. So for 2 power, you can play It's Me, Shere Khan, to remove a fire token at Shere Khan's location. Very simple ability. Alright. Our next effect here is very expensive at a hefty 5 power, and that is Sure to Pick Up His Trail is an effect with 2 copies, and it says, defeat a hero if Mowgli is in your realm. If not, find and play Mowgli. So, this could help you. So, this is essentially Shere Khan killing Mowgli. So, instead of using an ally, you can just defeat him with Shere. I guess you can see that as an instance that Shere Khan got to Mowgli and not one of his allies. Alright, here we have our next condition, and that has 2 copies, and it's called How Interesting, How Delightful. If an opponent performs a play a card action, play How Interesting, How Delightful. You may do any or all of these. Collect 1 power, draw 1 card, and move a 1 fire token to a new location. That is if an opponent plays a card. So, Shere Khan definitely has some manipulation over his board when it comes to the fire tokens. Not only can he get rid of them, but he can move fire tokens to other locations with fire tokens already, so he can get them out faster with the monkeys. Since the monkeys can get however many fire tokens, can get like all the fire tokens out of their space. Alright, our next effect here has 2 copies, and it has a 1 power cost, and that is, you will inform me first. Threatening caw there. Discard the top 3 cards of your Fate deck, your hero deck. You may shuffle 1 card from your Fate discard pile into the Fate deck. It says you may. So, if Mowgli, if they get like a Fate card, Mowgli's ability doesn't say to play him immediately if he's revealed. So that could be a way that Shere Khan can potentially get Mowgli back towards the top of the Fate deck, and, you know, kind of force them to play you if they, like, have an effect that they can't play or whatnot. I don't know. I'd say the best way for Shere Khan to get Mowgli is definitely that 5 cost effect, picking up his trail. Okay, our next effect here has 2 copies and is 0 cost, and that is called Bravo. Bravo. Play Bravo Bravo without performing a play a card action. So you can play it without performing a play a card action. Perform 1 covered action at Shere Khan's location. Interesting. That brings a curiosity to me real quick. Shere Khan does not... Oh, he does. So, Shere Khan has 1 location where he's able to play 2 cards. Alright. Our next card here has 3 copies, and it is an effect for 1 power cost, and it is called Everyone Runs from Shere Khan. Very cool art there. When everyone runs from Shere Khan is played, perform an activate action or a vanquish action. Simple as that. And our final card in his deck here is an effect card with 3 copies for 1 power cost, and that is Young and Helpless. Move a hero to a location with an ally, and or gain 1 power for each ally in Shere Khan's realm. Alright. So going over how Shere Khan wins, the cards basically summed it up for you. You just got to find Mowgli and kill him, but you also got to make sure at the same time you are getting rid of these power tokens. Now we're getting into the difficult one to understand, and that is King Candy. So let's get his cards opened here and see what we got. Garbage goes over there. These are the back of his cards. You can't really see him with the gloss on the plastic. Here's the back of his cards. Interesting. Alright, let's get into his hero cards first. So, how King Candy wins is he has to find some way to I don't know, I actually think it would be better if I just read his villain guide. So, King Candy is the ultimate ruler of Sugar Rush, but one thing stands in the way of him controlling the game and his world forever: Vanellope Von Sweets. He needs to attach a glitch to Vanellope Von Sweets, then beat her in a Sugar Rush race. Wreck-It Ralph and her other new friends will try to slow him down, but King Candy has his own tricks. Not just to win a race, but to be the king forever. So King Candy has a special setup, and that's basically you just set this Vanellope Von Sweets racer token to the side of his board or anywhere you want, and you place King Candy on the start-finish space right here by his villain portrait. And you go this way. You don't go down here and around. You start by going up and then around. Right, King Candy moves like no other villain. He races through the entire Sugar Rush Speedway, moving from action space to action space in the figure 8 pattern shown below. He passes the center, gain 3 power twice on a single circuit. Each turn before King Candy moves, declare the number of action spaces you want to move between 1 and 4. So he can move up to from 1 space to 4 spaces. Declare the number of action spaces you want to move between 1 and 4, and action spaces count for movement even if covered. Alright, so he has special free actions. King Candy has access to cards that he can play without play card actions. So does Shere Khan. So that seems to be the new thing that they're introducing in this set. Pay to Race is paid and played before King Candy declares his movement. Turbotastic allows King Candy to perform actions that are currently covered. So we're going to get to those later. Performing actions. Once King Candy has moved, he may perform the action he is on, the action in front of him on the track, and the action behind him on the track. For a total of 3 actions on his turn, they can be performed in any order. If an action is covered, King Candy cannot perform that action. King Candy may end up with no available actions. Let's see here. The Big Race. When a glitch is played on Vanellope Von Sweets, begin the Big Race by placing the Racer token and the King Candy mover on the start and finish. End King Candy's turn. Note that multiple glitches can be stacked on Vanellope Von Sweets, but the Big Race only begins if a glitch is placed on her when she has no other glitches attached. If King Candy reaches start/finish space before the Racer token, he wins the game. If the Racer token reaches start/finish first, remove all glitches from Vanellope Von Sweets and place them in King Candy's hand. Alright. I was hoping that would tell you how to find Vanellope, but I guess when we read his cards, we're going to see. Alright, so our first card here is none other than the 2-strength hero, Vanellope Von Sweets. And now I'm assuming you won't be vanquishing her, obviously. So, her ability is pretty lengthy. So before King Candy moves, if Vanellope Von Sweets has a glitch attached, reveal the top card of King Candy's deck and move the Racer token forward. That card's cost plus 2 action spaces. Put the card on the bottom of his deck. So that's how she moves. Reveal the top. So basically, when she has the glitch attached to her and the Racer token's on the board, you reveal at the beginning of each turn, you reveal the top card of King Candy's deck before King Candy moves, and you move the Racer token forward however many spaces equal to that card's cost plus 2, and then you put that card on the bottom of his deck. Alright, so that's how she moves. Our next card here is the 6-strength hero, Wreck-It Ralph, big man himself. When Wreck-It Ralph is played, you may move Vanellope Von Sweets to any location. King Candy must pay 1 power to perform a move, ally, or action, or move an item or ally action. Alright, so when I think it says Vanellope Von Sweets, it doesn't say the Racer token. I think it's referring to the Vanellope card herself. Alright, the next card we have here is the 3-strength hero, Fix-It Felix Jr. When Fix-It Felix Jr. is played, you may move Vanellope Von Sweets to any location. At the start of King Candy's turn, he can only move forward 2 or 3 action spaces. Oof. Alright. So, no 4, which is probably the number you're going to want to be moving when Vanellope's racing against you. Alright, our next hero we have here is the 4-strength hero, Sergeant Tamora Jean Calhoun. Very lengthy name. When Sergeant Tamora Jean Calhoun is played, you may move Vanellope Von Sweets to any location. King Candy must pay 1 power to perform a play card action. That is brutal. She's a 4-strength hero, too. Alright, I think that's it for heroes. Our next card here is an effect with 2 copies, and it is called Princess Vanellope. Move King Candy back up to 4 spaces. Ooh, that's terrifying. Good thing those glitches get placed back in his hand, because I have a feeling it's definitely going to be a really big game of Tug of War. Next we have an effect here with it looks like only 1 copy, and that is Vanellope's Medal. You may choose and play a hero from King Candy's discard pile. That hero gains +1 strength. So we're going to have some Resurrection here. All right. Our next card here also is an effect with 1 copy as well, and it is the Beacon that destroys all the bugs at the end in King Candy. Choose a location and move all adjacent candy side bugs in play to that location. You may remove 1 candy side bug from that location. Alright, so the side bugs are King Candy's allies. They're going to be. So that's kind of weird because during the race they aren't really his allies yet, but okay. So choose a location and move all adjacent candy side bugs in play to that location. You may remove, okay. You can only remove 1. Alright. Our next effect card here has 2 copies, and it is, I finally have a real car. Another lengthy pile of text. Reveal the top card of King Candy's deck. You may move the racer token forward that number of action spaces equal to that card's cost, +1. Put that card on the bottom of his deck. So, just Vanellope Von Sweet's ability, just not as good. Alright, we have another 2 copy effect card. The Unfinished Level. Look at the top 4 cards of King Candy's deck. Put 2 cards on the top and 2 on the bottom of his deck in any order. Alright, so that'll give you some manipulation to help Vanellope move faster. Because you put the highest cost card on the top of the deck. So that's the next one revealed that moves Vanellope. Alright, now we have an effect card with only 1 copy, and that is What's with All the Magic Sparkles? And another lengthy pile of text. You may discard a glitch. If you discard a glitch and a glitch is still attached to Vanellope Von Sweets, move the Eraser token 3 action spaces forward. So that could be potentially dangerous if you're stacking glitches. Alright, and the final 2 cards of King Candy's Fate deck are both an effect called Just Glazed Me. King Candy must reveal his hand and discard 2 cards, so you can use that to get glitches out of his hand, which could potentially be very dangerous. Alright, and for the final part of our video, we're going to get into King Candy's villain cards, then this 30-minute long unboxing can be over. So King Candy's first card is a 1 power, 1 strength ally, his henchman Sour Bill. When Sour Bill is played or moved, you may reveal cards from the top of your deck until you find an ally. Put the ally in your hand and place the remaining cards back on top of your deck in any order that you wish. Alright. The next ally we have here, they are 2 power to play and 3 strength, and that is Duncan and Windchill, the cops. When Duncan and Windchill are played or moved, you may perform a Vanquish action. Simple ability. It doesn't say that they have to be using it, so it could be a Vanquish action anywhere. King Candy's next ally is the 2 power cost 2 strength tough to fight a Mutton Fudge. The main bully chick racer to Vanellope, her nemesis in the movie. When to fight a Mutton Fudge is played or moved, move the racer token back 2 action spaces. You may perform a play a card action. Dope. That also, so I was just about to look to see if any location had a 2 play power cost thing, and yeah, I don't even know why I'm looking. It doesn't look like there's any. It only looks like there's 1 instance where King Candy can play 2 cards, and it looks like it's in the middle here only. Because like if you land on the 3, you could do the action that you're on, behind, and in front of you. So like, very interesting villain. Very interesting. All right, King Candy's next ally has 3 copies. They are 1 strength and 1 cost, and that is the Racers. When Racers is played or moved, gain 1 power. Alright. Very simple ability. And his next ally has 3 copies, and those are the Candy Psybugs. They are 2 strength and 2 cost. Candy Psybug is not discarded after use in a Vanquish action. Instead, increase its strength by 1 and move it to a new location. That is a really good ally right there. That is a really good ally. Those are going to be fun to, those seem like those are going to be fun to kill heroes with. That could definitely help with the bigger heroes too, like Calhoun and Ralph. Alright, I think we're out of ally territory, and we are heading into effect territory, but we are making a pit stop to one of the conditions. So the first condition is the most powerful virus in the arcade. If another player moves an ally or item during their turn, you may play the most powerful virus in the arcade, move forward 2 action spaces. So that's if another player moves an ally or item, which, when it comes to Villainous, I don't see a lot of people to use that action, unless it's like Scar. Radigan needs to move items for sure, so those cards are definitely more useful against those type of villains, but when it comes to most of the villains, I really don't think that action is used very often. So his next card is one of the cards that is mentioned in his villain guide. It is a 0 cost effect with 3 copies, and it is Turbo-tastic. Play Turbo-tastic without performing a play card action, so you can play it, obviously, without using a play card action. If any of your 3 available actions are covered, you may still take those actions. Alright. Alright, his next card is an item for 1 cost, and it has 3 copies, and that is the Glitch card, with a very lengthy pile of text. When Glitch is played, attach it to Vanellope Von Sweets. If a glitch is already attached, move King Candy and the Racer token forward 2 action spaces. If no other glitch is attached, place the Racer token and King Candy's mover on start/finish, end your turn. So that's the card that will initiate the race. Alright, our next card here is a 1 cost effect card with 3 copies, and that is Locked Up Memories. And it says either gain 3 power or move the Racer token back 2 action spaces. So yeah, that's going to help you with Vanellope, manage that. And his next card is an effect card with 3 copies and 1 cost as well, and it is simply named Go. You may move up to 2 allies to new locations, which we've seen that moving allies is definitely going to be useful for King Candy, apparently. Alright. Here we have a 3 cost item with only 1 copy, and it is Ralph's Hero Medal. And another lengthy pile of text. When Ralph's Hero Medal is played, find Wreck-It Ralph and play him to this location. Attach Ralph's Hero Medal to him. When Wreck-It Ralph is defeated, find Vanellope Von Sweets and play her to this location. So that seems like that's the way that you're going to find Vanellope. Let's see if there's another way, shall we? We don't have many cards left to go through. So our next card here is actually a question mark. And it is an effect called Pay to Race, and it only has 1 copy. So this is the other card that was mentioned in the villain guide, I'm pretty sure. Before you perform actions on your turn, you may play Pay to Race without performing a play card action. Pay up to 6 power and move King Candy forward that number of action spaces. That card could win you the game, but you have to make sure that you have that amount of power. Alright, our next card here has 2 copies, and it is a 1 cost effect called Have Some Candy. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. The top 5, put 2 cards into your hand and discard the rest. Alright. So that is kind of like a sleight of hand where you don't really know, or a Battle of the Wits where you really don't know what you're going to get, but hopefully it's like you don't get everything good, so you can discard some of the bad, Alright, here we have a 1 copy effect card that costs 6 power, and it's called Can't Be Allowed to Race. Move any number of allies to a hero's location, perform a Vanquish action, but do not discard the allies used to defeat the hero, then you may move the Racer token back 3 action spaces. So you could use that to defeat Ralph, or you can save that till late game to, come in clutch with an LP. And his final card here has 2 copies, and it's his second condition, and it's Out of Order. If another player gains 2 or more power during their turn, you may play Out of Order. Choose any card in your discard pile and put it in your hand. Simple as that. But, yeah, so Shere Khan definitely seems really fun. King Candy seems fun, but he also seems like he's going to have a steep learning curve. But, I like challenging villains, especially since Mother Gothel is like my favorite villain to play, period. So, yeah, definitely like those more challenging villains. And I'm about to set up a game with them right now and see how they go. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.